Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to make my version and talk to you about how you can make your version of this beautiful nativity scene made out of popsicle sticks that was sent to me by one of my viewers last year. I love the simplicity of it. It's just so sweet, and this is what I have made based on what I have available to me at home right now. So let's go through it. I think you're going to be surprised at really how super simple it is. I started by flipping this one over and working from the back. You're going to need popsicle sticks. They're also known as craft sticks, some wood beads, some jute, some scraps of fabric, whatever you want, a hot glue gun. I used a little bit of moss because I couldn't figure out how to make this little manger, like this sweet one right here. And I skipped the halo because I couldn't figure out what to attach it to. And you know, everybody's could be different. See, here's mine. Okay, so let's flip this over and start from the back. You can buy popsicle sticks everywhere. Look at your favorite craft store, look at Dollar Tree, look at those kind of places. All right, so let me think. The first thing I did was I started the walls, and then I'm going to put one popsicle stick over the bottom. Okay, so we're just going to put a dot of glue, whoops, on each piece. And then push our popsicle stick into it and kind of make this somewhat square, you know, so it's right angles-ish. And then, why that's wanting to twist. And then I'm going to do the roof. And the one that was sent to me, this is what the roof looks like. See how the edges go over the side? And then there's a little cross at the top. You know what? This one popsicle stick, I think, is crooked, so I need to start over with a different one. I promise, this is so easy. And I think this would be a fun project to do with little ones. You can control, whoops, wrong side. You can control the hot glue gun and just let them direct the project and put the clothes on Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. And well, it's still crooked. Okay, I'm just going to go with it. All right, so then I'm going to put my two pieces on to form the roof. And I'm pretty much copying what, I wish I remember who sent this to me. If it was you, please tell me in the comments, because honestly, I know I wrote it down last year, and I'm sure I sent that person a thank you. But I cannot remember this year who it was. And this is the sweetest thing. Okay, so there's the basic. And you're going to have glue strings like never before. And I do recommend, for this project especially, that you use a low temperature hot glue. This is Surebonder Cool Shot. Really needs to be cleaned up. Do I have any wipes? No, I do not. I'm just going to use a paper towel. You can get these at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Michael's, Joann's, everywhere. They're under $10. Mine isn't cordless. There's nothing fancy about it. Okay, so I have just built the back according to this pattern. And I'm going to flip it over now, and we're just going to start doing, we're going to make 3 layers. And I am doing this just exactly the way the person who sent me this did it. So Could be that you have seen one done a different way. I don't think this is a specific pattern for it, but okay, and then I'm going to do the 2 walls, and then we'll have basically 2 layers, and we're going to do 3. And then I'm going to need to get my blow dryer out or something to melt all these glue strings. Okay, so can you see that there are 2 layers all the way around? This one has 3. So let's keep going. We'll do the 2 the bottom, then the 2 roof, and then the 2 sides. And then I probably have some of this thin wire like this, but I don't want to dig to find it, so I'm just going to use a piece of jute like this, and I'll show you how I threaded it through to hang mine. Okay, one more roof. And then we'll start on the fun part, and I'm going to show you how to make Jesus, Mary, and Joseph using things that you can find at Dollar Tree or just basic wood beads. This person who made this one had little wood shapes of, I think, people, and they're adorable. But I didn't have that, and you know, I'm all about using what you have whenever possible. Okay, so here's our little nativity. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, and let's do our hanger right now before we go any further. You can use whatever kind of jute you want. I'm just going to thread it in the roof behind the back layer of Popsicle. And I'll show you up close. See, so I am just threading my jute in this space between the back. And then I will do a little double knot, and that's as simple as I'm going to be. I do like my ornaments, to be kind of short on the limbs of the tree. So I don't, when I'm making the hanger, I usually don't make any of my hangers super long. That might be kind of a personal preference thing. Okay, and we'll come back and do the bow and the star in just a minute. Okay, let's talk about Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. All right, like I said, I don't have these shapes. Can you see? So I'm just going to make it. I need 2 heads for Mary and Joseph, and then I need 2 body pieces for each one. And I'm using these little square beads that I picked up at Dollar Tree, 2 of them per person. They work just fine. And I'm going to basically just glue one on top of the other. And then I'll put the head on that. So here's the body. And here's a head. If you want Joseph to be taller, you could do 3 squares. It's up to you. So I see lots of people on. What is everyone doing today? Did you guys see earlier, I did a tour of my house in the very, very early stages of Christmas decorating. So if you missed that, it's here on DiyDreaming, and you can just find that video and watch it as a replay. Okay, so here's our 2 people. We'll make Jesus in just a minute. Okay, and we need to make the headdress of some sort. You could use colored fabric. You could use whatever you want. I opted to use some of this canvas duck fabric for Joseph, and I'm going to basically just do a square, and I'll cut off whatever is too big. It does not have to be anything perfect. Okay, I know someone will ask me what size, so let me grab my ruler. And then, if you have a better way to do this, don't hesitate to tell me. This is not square at all. Okay. It's not quite 3 by 3. And then I'm going to just put this over the top of his head with some glue. And then I'm going to fold the sides down. And then this is going to be way too big for him. So we'll kind of make a hem right here. Okay, and I never have ever claimed to be a neat crafter. And today is definite proof of that. And then I'm just going to glue his little robe on the sides of his body. And it's way too long, so I'm going to cut all that excess off. You could fray that up if you want. Okay, and let's make the circle on his head. I don't remember what this thing is called right here. Boy, if someone could invent a hot glue that didn't get glue strings everywhere, they could be a millionaire. This drives me crazy. You're probably saying, oh my gosh, Heidi, I could do such a better job, and I'm sure you probably could. But I just want you to see how super easy this is, and that it honestly does not have to be anything perfect or fancy. Okay, so here is Joseph. And then for Mary, I used a little square of this like muslin. This is one of the ingredients that we used on these trees. So I just have lots of little scraps left, and I'm just going to use that. You could use lace, and I'm going to do a square also, sort of. And for her, I'm going to wrap it closer. Well, that's not going to be long enough. Let's do it this way. Okay, and I think I will trim some of these little threads off and try to get this her top part a little bit flatter. I have seen these done where people used different colors of fabric, just real thin fabric. So you could certainly do that if you wanted. Okay, there is Mary. All right, so we're gonna put our two people on our little nativity thing. And I'm gonna decide that this is the front. So I want them to be just glued on the base here, but I want their bodies to be angled out. So you can see, you know, their faces a little bit. And if you wanted, you could absolutely do faces on these little characters, if you want. I always prefer things to be a little bit plainer. It's just my own style. Okay, so see how it's angled out just a little bit? There are so many glue strings. Okay, let's make Jesus. I'm going to use a couple little round beads too that are smaller. And I'm just going to glue them together. Here is the start of Jesus. And I decided to use some of this, which I'll show you what that is. This is quilt batting. And actually I'm going to cut a little bit bigger piece because this, I would rather have it be more square. To me this looks softer. Okay, and I'm going to glue it over Jesus like in a triangle sort of shape. This is going to be way too big. And then we're basically going to swaddle him. So if you remember how to do that, this is way too big. When your babies were little, if you had babies or nieces and nephews or brothers and sisters that were younger. I'm just folding the bottom up over Jesus. And then I'm going to bring the two sides over. And this started out just like a square. Okay, there he is. Okay, and then if you have the little pieces, you could build a little manger. See that? But I don't have those little pieces. So I'm just gonna put him on what looks to me like a bed of hay or some kind of natural something. And so I'm just using what I have, which is very old moss. Good pieces. You could use those little crinkly things that you put in packages. That would work too. And I'm gonna just trim my moss, so take off the extra pieces of all this yucky stuff. So it's kind of an oval. We'll put Jesus right here. And then I'm just going to glue him right here in between these two. I'm going to do him a little bit at an angle too. Isn't it sweet? And it's not perfect at all. Okay, so I see a lot of people have made suggestions. You could use cut raffia for hay. That's a great idea, Jenna. I know I missed some other suggestions, but when I'm finished, I will sit down and go read everything that you have to say. Okay, the only thing I'm not loving about this is that it's not really centered. Darn it. Oh well. I can get over that. Okay, so let's make this right now. And, okay, I just used, I love this thing. It's called a tassel maker. It's from magnoliadiy.com. And I just used some of this, this piece is kind of yucky. I don't like it when they have big pieces of like moss or wood in them. And I'm going to use the shortest part, and I'm just going to go around it a couple times. So it's around it 2 times, and I'll cut a tail. Those will be the strings that hang down. And then I need a little piece to tie it. I'm just gonna I'm not making a tassel with this tassel maker. I'm using it to make a bow. Super easy bow. Okay, and then I'm going to cut the ends off. And I am just going to glue it right here at the top of the Nativity. That could be enough, but I think these little gold stars from Dollar Tree are really fabulous. I wish they had a package that was just gold stars and not the trees and the snowflakes, although those are pretty cute too. So I'm going to just cut another one out of this package. And I'm going to take this little sticker right here. You see that? I'm going to pull that off. And I'm just going to put a blob of glue in the center of our little bow and stick our star on. And dun da da! That's it. Super easy. I used what I had. This was my pattern. I wish, if you sent this to me last year, if you're watching, what have I done to it? Please let me know. I love it. I put it on my Christmas tree last year. It's going to go on my tree again this year. And if I knew who made it, I would be smart this year and I would write their name on the back of it in a little fine tip pin. So you can see that you can, it really doesn't take a lot of fancy ingredients to make this. Use what you have. If you have wood beads, use those. If you have a Dollar Tree, these are the body. They're crafter square, and it's just a long piece of these. And then I used round beads for the head. And then some kind of twine, and that's it. So this was the first one that I made. And this was the second one that I just made live with you just now. And then here's the original. So I hope that you guys got some good ideas. Oh gosh, I missed almost all of the comments. I'm so sorry. I'm going to go sit down and read everything that you guys have written to me. And I'll answer questions if there are any. If you missed the beginning of this video where I showed all the basics, come back when this is not live anymore and watch on replay, because every question you have will be answered. But anyways, I hope that this inspired you. I think this would be, gosh, this is a mess. It could be a really sweet project to do with the little people in your lives, and you don't have to use hot glue. If you want them to do the whole thing start to finish, then get some of that really thick Eileen's tacky glue or something like that. And I think it just would be a really good opportunity to talk to the little people in your life about the true meaning of Christmas and what it's all about. No, Christmas was not invented because there was Santa or Frosty the Snowman or the Grinch, you know, or any of that. At Christmas, what we're really celebrating is the best present ever. And God gave it to us in the form of his son. We're celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, who gives us life to the fullest now, because he comes and dwells in us in the form of the Holy Spirit. And then he gives us eternal life. He gives us forgiveness for our sins, which is something we cannot do ourselves. So that's what we're celebrating at Christmas, is the very best gift ever. That's why we give gifts at Christmas. And doing something like this, real sweet and simple, is just a great opportunity for us to tell the little people in our lives and have a nice conversation about what it's really about. So anyways, I hope that you liked it. I'll get close-up pictures that are neater than this mess I have here going. And I'm going to go sit down and read what you guys have to say. I kind of want to come live again. We'll have to see, because I've had so many people ask me, how did I make these crocheted ornaments? Aren't they cute? And I want to show you. So I'm out of this yarn. I've been crocheting like a maniac lately. It's so good for you. So if I can get out and get some of this colored yarn at Walmart when I go to get groceries, then I'll come back later today and I'll show you this. There's no pattern, and it's super simple. You're basically, this is the gray that I had, you're basically going to use a single chain stitch piece, and then this is, I don't know what this is even called, it's 2 rows of crochet. And we'll just glue it down, cut it, you can do a design, whatever you want, but there's no pattern. If there was a pattern that fits snugly around the shape of your ornament, then I would not be able to read it, because I cannot read a crochet pattern to save my life. But maybe there is, I don't know. I'm going to show you the super easy method. Okay, all right, have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining me, I appreciate it.